So today is August 5th, 2025, and you and I have agreed and finally gotten it together to meet together on a Zoom with Puck, beloved Puck, who we're going to be learning a little bit more about shortly, to sort of get a feedback on how things have been going, because although I did see you a lot and for different reasons, which again, we hopefully will cover in our conversation, I haven't seen much of you lately. But I know enough to know that you're amazing, doing amazingly well. Things are really good for you right now. Is that accurate?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And we first met at a drop-in play, a dip thing that I run. And if you want to learn more about dips, you can read about them on the website. Drop-in play is an important part of the community that I've tried to create, if it's of interest to various people who come here, both pet dog trainers and absolutely service dog clients. Pet dog trainees is really what I meant to say. People who are coming to dip for the ongoing benefit of a community of dogs that will play. And since I've been breeding so many dogs lately, most of them are all related or now are honorary relatives. So just a little backstory on Puck, because although all of my placements have unique parts to them, Puck holds a special place in my heart, and I just want to give it a little prequel, and then I'm going to turn it over to you. But I acquired my late great dog Franny in 2014 as the third of 7 English Springer Spaniels I got from a breeder in South Dakota, Meadowland Springers. And I was so enamored by the first one, Ella, who sadly passed away just a couple weeks ago, which was really tragic, but she lived an amazing life. So it's not like she didn't really benefit both her partner and her life and a lot of other people she met along the way. And then I got another one named Court, who turned out to be very well. And then I got Franny originally for someone else. And as these things sometimes happen, she ended up not going to stay with that person. And so while I was thinking about getting one the following year, which was Puck's year, I ended up keeping Franny, and she turned out to be the most amazing dog. And her personality and her behavior towards me changed radically the day I made the decision. And then I decided I wanted another one, and I didn't want them to dock her tail. I knew I wanted a female. And so Nancy from the breeder sent me a photograph of them at 3 days old, and I picked one and said, don't dock that one's tail, because she docked everybody else's tail in that litter. And I think there were 10 or so in her litter. I'm trying to remember.
There was, quite a few.
Quite a few. And then she asked me a few weeks later, how did you know to pick the pick of the litter? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like my superpower. I could tell from a 3-day-old photograph of a smush pile of sleeping, blind, deaf puppies, right? And when I got her on the first day of fall, 9/21/2017, as I think she was like 8 or 9 week old puppy. And how could you not fall in love with Puck? I mean, she was just an amazing puppy. Franny was an awesome big sister because they had the same parents. All the dogs I got from her over 6 litters, I got 7 puppies in 5 years. All of them were full siblings to each other, just not always litter mates. And then I was going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to keep her. And I was looking at notes, and on November 29th of 2017, I made the decision, absolutely, I'm keeping her. She's a gem. Winter goes on, yada, yada, yada. I'm still vacillating. It comes to about May or June of 2018. And I said, I can't be so greedy. This is such an exceptional dog. If I find the right person for her, I'll let her go. That was exactly what I said to myself. And then within a week or two of that script to myself, my speech to myself, I got an email from you. And then you came to a dip for her birthday, her first birthday.
Yes.
And I think, was that the day I met you?
I think so, in person.
So we met in person, and I was thinking about checking you out to see if you might be appropriate for her, but you didn't know that then. So I want to hand it to you. What do you remember of that momentous meeting of her and of meeting each other, and what you were thinking about wanting to do? And
I was very nervous. Very nervous, but very excited. It was also new. I mean, service dog, it's all very new. Very nervous, very excited. I loved seeing all the dogs because they were all so different.
And did you remember spending any special attention with her? Or you were just kind of looking at the whole scene that day?
I think that day I was just looking at the whole scene because I remember there was another little girl there who was taking all of Puck's attention. So I think that day I was just looking at everybody.
Okay. And then what was going on for you for the next couple of weeks?
Then I started to get a little more interested in Miss Puck.
But what were you
seeing
doing?
what she was capable
What were you
of
doing
and
to get more interested in her?
playing with her. I was playing with her, and
You came to every dip.
I did. I came to every dip.
You came to every dip without a dog, and we
I
just
learned
started
how to work
talking.
a dog without having a dog. I learned how to play with her, how to work her. Kind of bonded in those beginning days. I like to think, at least. I have a couple pictures from those beginning days where she's just sitting next to me, all over me, loving on me, and so.
And what was your memory now of what your goals were for getting a service dog? What brought you to me in the first place?
A lot of psychiatric work. I remember having a hard time leaving my house, leaving my apartment, and that was a big one, having a reason to leave every day. Also, like deep pressure therapy, retrieval, and different tasks like that. Part of it was just I just needed something to help me find a life worth living.
How'd she do?
She checked all those boxes.
Okay. So do you remember me introducing you to the idea of Puck?
Kind of. I remember you offered me either Puck or a puppy. And at the time, I was living in an apartment complex on the 3rd floor downtown. And a big reason for Puck instead of a puppy was so I didn't have to potty train it, work on potty training. And just having a dog that was more move and ready was a big plus than a puppy.
And she was already pretty highly trained at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought I was keeping her, so I put a lot of energy into her. I mean, I put a lot of energy into all the dogs, but I really found her to be an easy learner and a fun one. And I have that video, maybe again, we'll put it in here, of teaching her to drop a ball in a spoon.
Yeah.
I made her do it over and over and over again until she did it. And the only reward she got was I threw it again. So
and that's more than enough for her.
And that's more than enough. She's very easy. She's a very, she has a very carefree life. She never had a bad day in her life.
No.
Everything was always sunshine and lollipops for her. Okay, so, and then when people get dogs that I've raised, whether it's been a few months or in her case, almost a year, maybe 8, 10, 11 months, when dogs are first partnered, I have a 3-day sleepover. And the 3-day sleepover is a mandatory. The dog comes back to me after 3 nights. And the reason I do that, do you know why I do that?
No.
You don't know why I did that? The reason I do that is because I want the dog to tell me how it went by the behavior of the dog, even if it's just 1 night. And I want you to go away and see what happens when the dog is gone. And that, I say, if you want the dog the next day, you're welcome to do that. And if you want me to keep the dog for a little while, you're welcome to do that. What did you do? Oh, well,
I
first
kept
of all,
her.
wait, before we get to that, I want you to tell me what you did on your 3-day sleepover, because no one has ever topped. Usually they go to their home, or if they're living with their parents, they're in their parents' home and they're doing like a few things. And what did you do?
Jet Pup from your house in the morning, and then we drove to the airport and we flew to Wisconsin and went camping for 4 days, maybe
3 nights.
and 3 nights. Yeah.
And who were you
then
with
we flew back.
on the camping trip? Who were you with?
It was with myself, my brother, and my mom. I think it was
Weren't your
the 3 of
cousins
us.
there?
My aunt was there. I remember my aunt being there.
I think your cousin, didn't you stay in like a tent and your mom and your aunt stayed in a cabin or something?
Yes.
So you camped out in a tent with her, with
Yep.
your cousins for 3 nights. Then you drove
Yep.
back to, where was the airport? Was it in Wisconsin or Chicago?
We flew from Wisconsin to Indianapolis.
Okay. So and then you flew back,
hmm
and was it 1 flight or 2?
Just one.
One
And then
flight.
we drove from Indianapolis to Cleveland.
And then you drove and you brought her back.
Yep.
Okay. And how did it go?
Oh, it was great. We took her we took her out to eat, we took her to the park, we took her to the beach, we took her shopping. She went everywhere with us.
And how did she do? Did she listen to you? Did she behave well?
She did. It was more of me being nervous and me being the anxious one. She
Right.
was great.
Right.
I remember I fed her, I probably overfed her treats in those beginning days because I was just so nervous that I wanted her to behave, but she was already behaving. So,
Okay. And then you brought her back. I took her, you left, and then you came and got her when?
the next day,
Okay. And have you been separated from her much since then?
no.
Okay.
No.
So tell me a little bit, if you can recall those early months, like what was it like doing the outings and doing the training and all that stuff?
It was really exciting. I remember being really nervous all the time. But I had so much learning to do, and I feel like I picked up on it pretty quickly. Like it just made sense. And I always wanted to learn more and more and more and teach Pup to be better and better and better. So in the beginning days, I took her on an outing every day, whether to the park, whether to the store, just to work on behaviors and mannerisms. And every single day we went out. And that was big because I got to explore the city. I was fairly new to the city, so I got to see more things. Just going out in general is good. So, yeah.
And how did your mood go after you'd been paired with her?
Oh, it definitely improved. Definitely improved.
Okay. And I know you moved quite a few times.
Yes, we've moved probably 4 or 5 times together. She's always adjusted pretty well, very easily, very quickly. She's adjusted.
And you've had other dogs?
Yep, I had a senior miniature schnauzer named Q.
Do you remember how you got Q?
I do. Through you. Through you, with another
Deja.
dog groomer.
Yeah, Deja. And
Yep.
couldn't have been a better partnership for that dog to go
Yep.
to you guys for his senior years. Really, really, like he lived his best life.
Oh yeah, we had a great time hiking, and I even started him on a dog sport too.
What did he do?
Barn hunts. We did a couple barn hunt seminars with the rats.
Okay, didn't know that. How'd he do?
Pretty good, except he liked to mark a little bit. He was a marker, and that's a big deal in barn hunt. You can't do that. So, but other than that, he was great.
Okay. How long did you have him all together?
Probably about 2 years.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's go back to Puck.
Okay.
You were in school when I met you?
Yes, I think I was just trying to go back.
Okay.
I did years, and then I took a break, and then I was attempting to go back.
And when did you go back? How long had you had her before you went back?
A couple weeks. I remember she was placed with me, and then we started school in end of August, September.
Okay. And
So it wasn't long, and she came to classes with me.
Did that help you?
Yes.
Okay. So what,
Yeah.
like, I know a lot of people who are either in jobs that are sort of sedentary or are in college and go to lectures and such are worry about, like, whether or not they deserve the dog because they're sitting in class for an hour or whatever, or, how am I going to get the dog to lay in class while what was your experience like? Like, were you nervous about those things or not? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Yes, I was definitely nervous about Puck maintaining like a downstay for long terms. But practice makes perfect for the dog and for myself. So, you're just forcing yourself to do it, forcing yourself to be in that situation, whether it's in class or a doctor's office or the movies or just taking your dog to go practice.
Okay. And so you pretty much took her everywhere.
Yep.
Okay. And you, can you share a little bit about your experience with the community here?
With the community, well, I made several friends through DIP that you put on. I've made several friends. I've made business connections. It's been really great. I actually got a job through one of the families that I met through you. And I was with them for several years, and they had a dog of yours that was Miss Puck's niece. So Puck and the other dog got to play every day, and I got to work, and it was a perfect setup.
Cool. And then, what are you doing for money right now?
Now I'm a dog groomer.
Okay. So
I've been a dog groomer for about 3.5 years.
Has it been that long already?
Yep.
Wow.
Not quite 3.5, but over 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long was the program?
The beginning to start, it was about 6 months.
Okay. And then you had an obligation to stay there for how long? A year?
2 years.
2 years. So
2 years. Yep.
You did your servitude.
I did.
And then you found a place independently of that to be in a grooming situation. And how's that working out?
Oh, I'm so much happier here. Okay. It's a better setup. It's a better clientele. So I'm very happy where I am now.
Okay. And what's your status with school?
As of Friday, I should be done.
Wow.
I get grades back. Grades come back next week. But I'm done with class.
Wow.
So hopefully I'm a college graduate here come next week.
What's your degree?
Sociology and social work.
Okay. And what are your plans?
I do plan on sticking around with dog grooming for a while because I really enjoy it. So I do plan on sticking with dog grooming for a while, but eventually I want to do like community development, like work with the city and do stuff like that.
Okay. And then tell me what other things have happened in your life that maybe you didn't expect.
One thing that I would say, dog sports. I want to talk about dog sports. So pushing Puck past, pushing beyond the training that I received from you. We started with dock diving, which is a giant pool and a 40-foot runway where the dog runs down the runway and leaps into the pool, and it's judged by distance. And that was kind of my intro to dog sports and intro to just more mental enrichment for Puck, giving her breed-specific enrichment because she loves the water. She loves to swim. She loves to retrieve. So this was just perfect for her. So we did this for a couple years just for fun, competing and practicing. And then we tried a few other sports. We tried a couple rally classes, a couple fast cat runs.
What kind?
But fast cat. And
I've never
it's
heard
chasing a lure.
Oh,
like 100-meter dash.
Greyhounds do.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd she do on that?
She was a little nervous with the plastic bag. but she didn't mind. She liked the running. She was just a little nervous in the beginning.
Okay. Okay.
But then the next sport that really stuck is scent work. And we've been doing that since probably last October. We've been taking classes and we've competed a couple times. And with scent work, you're finding a scent, and there's a few different categories. There's interior, exterior. Oh, I can't think now. But there's a few different categories. In each category, the scent is hiding in a different location and the dog has to find it.
Okay.
And with scent work, she's been doing really well. And she's gotten a couple titles. She's gotten a couple third place ribbons. And we're taking a break for the summer right now, but I'm excited to get back into it in the fall.
Cool. Cool. And the classes were somewhere you took them locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Cleveland, it's in Ohio, it's local.
Okay. 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 And how about in your personal life?
I'm engaged. And it's been really exciting. One thing that I've really enjoyed my time with is finding a partner who loves Puck as much as I do. Maybe not as much as I do, but
Well,
who
wouldn't
appreciates
that
her.
be kind of comparable to the thought I had about if I were going to let Puck go, it had to be somebody
Yeah.
who would love her at least as much as I did?
Yeah.
I get it.
So, and finding someone who loves her and loves taking care of her. He takes her out for water adventures without me. Like, he loves her to pieces, and so, yeah.
So it's nice to be able to share her with someone who appreciates her as much as you do, or almost as much, and has his own relationship with her.
Yes.
And
It is definitely their own relationship. She doesn't listen to him quite as well as she listens to me.
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, it's sort of like the challenge that I have in this service dog training it's never about the dog. Because I'm always really pretty careful about what dogs I either get or maybe cull from the litters I have. That, like in the last litter of 10, honestly, any one of them could have been a service dog. I took her to a lot of places when she was a puppy, but you took her on a new outing to all these different kinds of places. I remember in the beginning, things that we went to made you very anxious. And, I just sort of pushed you through it. And you never failed. So as much as you were nervous, you were steadfast and committed. And that's a testament to how it worked out so well. The commitment, the actually listening to the suggestions and doing them, and then taking your own initiative. And, I want you to take a dog who's pretty well started and take her to that nth level, and I think you've done a fabulous job at that. It makes me very happy to know the life you've given her. So I want to talk and just briefly about my whole inner Hulk piece. What do you recall the actual definition of the inner Hulk is?
Finding your inner strength, your inner ability to say no,
or to just be authoritative enough in a benevolent, kind way.
Yeah.
To help the dog understand you're in charge.
Yep.
So let's talk about that a wee bit. I started introducing that pretty early on. And how did it sit with you at the beginning?
In the beginning, I was nervous because it's hard. It's hard in the beginning. But I definitely saw the pros to it. And I saw how your relationship with your dog was still great. Even with you, I don't know.
What do you mean? Like, you mean that I had benevolent leadership and the dogs listened to me?
Yes.
And I could handle 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 at a time?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't born that way.
And you still had boundaries with all of them. They all had boundaries.
Right. Very important to have boundaries.
Very important to have boundaries.
Very important. And when you're not doing well, it's really hard. And so the dog giving you the opportunity to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice over a very long period of time on a daily basis helped you find your inner Hulk.
Mhm.
Do you remember how long it took you?
Probably about a year. Maybe, no, not that long.
No, longer.
Oh, longer?
Longer.
I remember
Significantly.
thinking, really? 2 years?
More.
Oh. Okay.
As much as I was the one who was able to say to you, you found you're there.
Uh-huh.
And what was the telltale way I knew that you were there?
I'm not sure.
You came to a dip without her.
Oh.
It was the first time I'd ever seen you in 3 years without her, and you were
Mhm.
great. And I said, this is the first time I've ever seen you without her. And you just gave me that beautiful smile you have. And you admitted that you'd found your inner Hulk, that you were able to recognize you deserve the same things you should be giving, and not to dismiss or minimize yourself, and to take up as much oxygen as you need, and to be kind and good to yourself. And I think, she helped you learn that enough
Oh, yeah.
that you were able to develop really healthy adult relationships. So is there anything else in your experience, like anything, like if someone were watching this, that were watching it because they're interested in considering a service dog, whether for me or just in general, the area of interest is that they want a service dog. And since the primary reasons you got your dog were for psychiatric reasons, because sometimes that's what it is, sometimes it's medical, sometimes it's mobility, I think it's always about psychiatric. I mean, there's always anxiety, some mood disorders, some trauma, some, self-harming kinds of behaviors that are a manifestation of the anxiety, etc. And that if you lock yourself up in your apartment, and I remember your apartment was about the size of my screen here. It was very small.
It was in the beginning.
One room thing with like furniture in it, But you learned how to practice. So it's sort of like, what would you say to somebody who's looking, like the good, the bad, and the ugly? Because I think when you're talking about amortizing the dog over a lifetime, you've had her now since 2018, and it's 2025, and she's still in peak condition. Maybe she's a little bit more reliable because she's slowed down a little, but she's still got her athleticism and she's still got her affection. Why don't you bring her back for the end of our session, see if she'll come visit us again. Anyway, do you remember the question?
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, to somebody who would be where you were when we first met, uncertain, learning about service dogs, etc.
It might not be for everybody, but it was definitely for me. It definitely changed my life for the better. It's a lot of work, but as long as you put the work in, it's worth it. And you get a beautiful partner out of it who's reliable, like you were saying, and consistent. And I know she's dependable. And you put the work in, you get the work, you get the rewards. But if you're not willing to put the work in, then I would say this isn't for you. There's more to dog ownership. There's more to service dog. There's also just dog ownership in general. You have to take care of your dog.
Is that hard?
In the beginning, some days, trying to get out of bed.
Well, that was early on,
No.
but she got you out of your bed.
Yep.
And did you start feeling better pretty soon after you got her?
Yep.
Okay, and it's just gotten better and better and better.
Better and better and better.
God, she's so cute. Hello, little girl. Well, listen, I want to thank you very much for agreeing to kind of do a catch up. You did take a pretty well started dog to the next level. You know what? I do want to add one last thing because we brought up COVID, because I thought
Uh,
this was part of your lesson as well, is the whole situation about you not having gotten a COVID shot. Do you remember that?
yes.
And
And you
that,
going with me.
and well, and that you were then bullied, I think, about it.
Yep.
But no one ever asked you why. And then you told me this, and I said, well, why didn't you? And you said,
I was too scared.
you're too scared of the shot. And so what did we do?
We went together with Puck.
And what happened?
I got my COVID shot and nothing bad happened.
And was it worth all the fear?
No,
No.
it was easy.
And I asked if you wanted me to go for your booster shot, and what did you say?
No, I got it.
And now, if you needed to get a shot, is it a deal?
No, I've taken her. I have to get labs drawn sometimes for one of my psych meds.
Okay.
And I just go, I bring her with me, we go, and it's easy.
Okay. So these are the kinds of things you learn yourself. If you've got something that you're scared of, how do you come up with a plan to mitigate it so that you can get through it? And I look at you and I look at this story we've shared part of. There's obviously a lot more we haven't, there's a lot to talk about if you've had a dog that long, but that you have really done such an exceptional job with her. So
Thank you.
she's a great girl. So thank you for agreeing to do this. And thank you.